This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Welcome, listeners. I'm your host, Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this 15-book series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host, Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's acting as my tour guide on this journey. We'd like to acknowledge and thank our executive producers, Brandy and Aaron Kirkwood, Andre the Man in White, and Chad Welsh. And before we get into things today, we have a new patron to welcome to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. So thank you so much to Holly T. We're really excited to have your support, and we really want to thank you for your generosity. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 41 and 42 of The Shadow Rising.
Yeah, so chapter 41, we have Among the Tuatha'an, and chapter 42, we have A Missing Leaf.
Yeah, and to be honest, we could just not cover these chapters and it wouldn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, people love this book, but I don't think it's because of these two specific chapters.
No.
I mean, there's some good, important information.
We can talk for 10 minutes about Fael's background.
It's sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
There's some things.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, before you even do your fun fact,
okay,
I have something to tell you.
Oh.
Because I received a very timely message on Patreon today from our executive producer, Brandy Kirkwood.
Okay.
She has a question for us.
Awesome.
And
okay.
I want to answer it now because I'm looking for things to make this episode interesting.
Okay, we're going to spice it up a bit.
Yeah, and this question is really interesting, and I was maybe going to wait, but now's the time. Let's just talk about it.
Let's do it.
So, she wants to know, since we have just learned of Perrin's family's death,
okay,
and how terrible that was.
Yeah.
She wants to know which character, other than Matt, I would be the most upset about if they died.
Oh, because you'd be the most upset about Matt dying. So besides him, who's next?
I don't know if I'd be that upset about Matt dying. I mean, like, okay, no, okay. I would be upset for sure, but at some point I almost expect him to die, because he's almost like the reckless, like he's gonna die saving his friends.
Right.
Like,
well,
that's going to be Matt's redemption.
Okay.
I think.
So that's what Swan said about Matt. She was like, the one guy that I knew, her uncle or something.
Yeah.
He was the most reckless guy, but died saving a bunch of children from a burning building.
That's probably why I have that.
And Swan was like, "Are you going to be there when the building's on fire, Matt?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Sure.
I'm no hero."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So okay.
Okay. So
good prediction. I like it.
Yeah. Sprinkled in there.
Okay, so who would you most be upset about dying?
This is a really sort of difficult question for me.
Am I supposed to answer this too or no?
If you want, but is it too spoilery?
I mean, maybe.
You can tell me at this point in the book, you'd be upset hypothetically if somebody like died next chapter.
Sure, yeah, I mean, okay. How about you answer?
Yeah, because you know too much.
Can I take a guess?
Sure.
Okay. At who you think.
Yeah, I'm going to do two.
Okay.
I'm going to do a major character and a minor character.
Okay, so I think you would be upset if... I'm going to say Moraine.
Oh,
because you like her so much.
Yeah, but it's not just because I like her. It's got to have like a logical reason. And I would be upset for her because she has put everything into this one mission.
Okay.
And if she can't see it through to the end, I would feel so bad for her. Like if she doesn't like if she doesn't see Rand
like face the Dark One to the end.
To the last battle.
Yeah.
That would be really upsetting for me.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that. I didn't put that much thought. It's just because I know that she's kind of like your favorite character.
But no, it's deeper than that.
Yeah. Okay. And is that the major or the minor character?
That's the major.
That's the major?
Oh, yes.
I don't know how you define that. Okay.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Who's the minor one? Tom.
Tom's not minor. He's definitely...
Is he? Okay.
Like, minor
Tom's
is
nephew.
somebody who we get next to no perspectives from.
Bail Dahlman.
Maybe Bail Dahlman.
That'd be pretty sad.
That would be upsetting.
He's like in there.
I kind of expect that one, though.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's not a major character, so, I mean...
No.
You can kill off the red shirts, so...
I would have to say, in terms of characters that we don't really get inside their heads, or haven't yet, that I'd be the most upset about is probably Morgaze.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like if Morgaze died, I feel like that would just cause some crazy turmoil in the land.
For sure. And with like Elaine.
And then Elaine would be all...
And Gawain and I guess Galad.
Would she have to go be like queen? Like, it would be upsetting at this point.
Yeah,
of where
I can
they
see
are.
that. I can see that.
I think that maybe in like book 10 or something, maybe Morgaze dying won't be as upsetting because Elaine will have had more experience and there's...
But like right now, if Morgaze dies, Elaine's gonna have to like cut her trip short and then
there's a lot of things about that.
Yeah.
Maybe like Agelmar I'd be upset about. Because I know that guy works pretty hard to...
He does a good job.
Although they all accept death pretty well.
They do. Like some Two Rivers people.
I'd be upset right now, I'll tell you what, if Gaul dies.
If Gaul dies. Oh, I like that.
That would be bad. I wouldn't like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Perrin's sidekick. I like that.
Yeah.
The Robin to Perrin's Batman.
One, especially because he's so far from the waist and he's literally just helping Perrin out because Perrin helped him out. Aww. And now they're buddies and...
That would be sad.
That would be bad. Okay, I change it to that.
Okay.
Gaul. For sure.
Love it.
Good question.
That was good.
I like that one. I've never answered that one before.
Just like everybody you put on the list.
Yeah. I don't...
Nobody should die.
Some people could die. I won't name those ones, though. I'll upset everyone. Okay.
It's Perrin.
No, it's not Perrin. I don't want Perrin to die.
Okay, on that note, let's talk about Perrin.
Yeah, okay. So, you want to start us with a fun fact?
Yeah, I do, and it's about Perrin.
Cool. Okay.
Well, okay, but in this chapter, we kind of get the whole intro to the King of the Wolves thing, and it's a really funny conversation. We'll talk about it later, but I had to look up some origins of the Wolf King.
I'm going to say King of the North.
King of the North, yeah, besides that.
Yeah.
So, there's a couple fun little connecting dots I can pull together here. So, in Greek mythology, the king of Arcadia was named Lycaon, who, in the most popular version of the myth, because there's always a bunch of myths with Greek mythology, Lycaon tested Zeus's omniscience by serving him the roasted flesh of his own son, in order to see if Zeus was all-knowing. And it didn't go well, so Zeus punished Lycaon by turning him into a wolf.
Okay.
And that's important because in this story and the history of werewolves, myths surrounding werewolves kind of pop up in a few places, but this is one of them, and Lycaon is known as being the first werewolf in some circles, or king of the wolves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then there's deep etymological roots with Lycaon, Lykos meaning wolf, and lycanthropy, which is transformation of a person into a wolf. The whole Lycaon part.
Sure, okay.
And then the last part that's kind of interesting, we've already talked about Perrin being based on the Slavic god Perun, but in Slavic...
We have, I remember it.
You
for
do.
Sure.
There's a whole fun fact about it.
I remember it.
With the hammer and the axe and the apples.
I feel like it's almost time for fun fact trivia.
Number 2.
Part 2. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, sorry, I interrupted.
But anyways, in Slavic mythology, it's believed that wolves are associated with the world of the dead, and they are guides to this world. And that's really important in Wheel of Time, because the whole Tel'aran'rhiod and the wolves being guides and everything like that, very deep connection there.
Cool.
With Perrin.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go, fun facts.
I love it. Here we go.
So let's talk about this.
Okay, so last time I wrote in my notes, nothing happened. But, okay. It's been a rough couple chapters. So, Elaine got drunk. Nynaeve ran around in Tel'aran'rhiod and almost died.
Yep.
Perrin and crew were attacked by Trollocs and then ran into the Tinkers.
Yes.
And that's where we are.
Yeah.
Okay. So chapter 41, among the Tuatha'an, we get the leaf picture.
Yeah, the Avendosora leaf.
Yeah.
Which is important because it's Tinkers.
Yeah, the way of the leaf.
Yeah.
Right? It's funny because that usually, it sometimes means the ways, but then it sometimes means the Avendosora leaf.
Yeah, it's all connected.
It's all
connected.
It's dumb.
But I mean, Tinkers and Avendosora have a lot more in common now.
Oh, yeah, because of the Chora.
The Chora. It's a Chora leaf.
Mm-hmm. And in our Discord, we all decided that the Chora trees are actually maple trees.
Yes, which is why Canadians are so nice, because we have so many Chora trees just hanging around.
Yeah, delicious Chora syrup.
The nectar.
Yeah, okay.
So, anyways.
All right, so we're still in Perrin's point of view. He is hurt pretty bad. We are riding along, and the Tinkers come into view. Perrin has heard that there were Tinkers in the Two Rivers, but he hasn't seen them until now.
Yeah.
We get that Gaul will not be staying with the Tinkers.
Yeah, which makes sense.
And he takes off. There's some animosity there. I'm not quite sure what the Aiel who haven't gone to Ruidian, what they 100% know, other than Tinkers are the lost ones.
Yes.
And
so
they avoid them.
We can probably assume that they don't know the actual history, obviously, because that seems to be pretty well kept secret.
Well, yeah, that would just be like effective and open communication.
Yeah, that would be a good thing, but they don't do that. So I'm thinking that it's more of such a different way of life, like completely
that
warbound
just,
versus
can't handle it.
That they just stay away. And they're probably directed by the wise ones and the clan chiefs to stay away. Like,
Right.
that's probably something that's pretty
And it's
ingrained.
like an ingrained culture.
Yeah, exactly.
And animosity.
Like, we stay away from them.
Okay. So we also get Bane and Chad trying to convince Fael to go sleep somewhere else with them, but she refuses because she's going to stay with Perrin.
Yeah.
We get Perrin overhearing Bane and Chad calling the Tinkers the Lost Ones, and he doesn't know what that means, but now we do.
We do, but he doesn't. And then the most important part is he also overhears Chad suggesting that they get Gaul to play Maiden's Kiss.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's important later.
Okay. I do have a little side note question for you.
Okay.
Just amusing.
Sure.
So we know that the Aiel feel a certain kind of way about the Tinkers. How do we think the Tinkers feel about the Aiel?
Well, we're also pretty sure because we got a little introduction way back when in like the first book when Perrin first meets with Elias. They call the Aiel the Lost.
Oh, right. Okay.
And maybe not necessarily the Aiel. Anyone who like loses the way of the leaf, the Lost.
Got it. Okay.
So that's very similar to the Lost Ones, and we saw why in the glass columns.
Do you think that they would be so averted to them, like as the Aiel are to the Tinkers?
Yep.
There would be the same sort of aversion?
Yeah, I mean, again, Tinkers travel the waste. They go there.
Yeah.
But they don't go
interact.
They don't interact. So if anything, they're just going to trade, maybe to Inchar, like we don't know. But we know that Tinkers definitely go there, but there's no interaction.
Okay.
So.
That's interesting.
Yeah, probably like the sadness.
Yeah, and we know that the Tinkers really don't like anyone who's violent.
So probably very sad.
Yeah. But I was just wondering if it's like another level of, oh, you're very violent.
Yeah, like you're too violent.
Yeah.
Probably. I would speculate, yeah, at this point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
To them, though, I think any violence is too violent.
Yes, that's true, too.
I don't know if there's a real, like, continuum there. I think it's just
like, what's the sliding scale?
It's like, you do violence,
bad.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. You heard a tree, straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Perrin's crew approaches the Tinkers. There are worried expressions all around because other people are scary.
Okay, but also, little tidbit. Last time Perrin ran into the Tinkers, there was the dogs who gave warning of people approaching.
And now all the Mastiffs are dead because of the dumb White Cloak.
The White Cloak, specifically Dane, not even Fane did it.
I remember.
Friggin' Dane killed all the Mastiffs, so they don't even have like a warning system.
They don't even have their dogs.
It's sad.
Ugh.
I'm sorry I had to bring that up.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we get Rain approaching and gives the formal greeting. You're welcome to our fires. Do you know the song?
Yeah.
And Perrin realizes who this is.
He's like,
and he
oh
thinks,
man.
What are the chances?
Pretty heckin' good, maybe
in
not.
all the woods, in all the world, you had to come into mine.
Same guy. It's almost like a pattern thing.
Yeah, except that Perrin hates that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He hates that. He's like, coincidences make me uneasy because of Taviran crap.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
I just want to be a blacksmith.
Yeah. So Perrin gives the formal response back, which I'm not buying that he remembers.
Oh, like the specific words?
I don't believe you.
From that one time a year ago?
From that one time he heard it a year ago? No freaking way.
Maybe.
No.
You don't know.
I don't.
Hey, just because
a little bit.
Just because you can't remember doesn't mean that Perrin can't.
That's exactly what that means.
I could totally remember it, 100%.
What is it?
No, I'm not gonna do it for you just to prove a point.
I literally read it today and I don't know what it is. So
something fires in the song, and I hope you find it, guys.
Yeah. Do you think he actually you'd have to rehearse it in your head after you've heard it? Because he never even actually said it. He only heard Elias say it.
Okay, but more importantly, it makes him look so friggin' cool.
Yeah,
to
there
everybody
is that
else.
part, but I'm just not buying it. Like, that specifically, out of all of this,
Wait, out of the entire series, this you don't buy.
This is the most unbelievable. No way does he remember word for word what he's supposed to say to the Tinkers. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, anyways, he surprises everyone because he has just this crazy memory, turns out. Rain recognizes Perrin by his eyes.
Makes sense.
And he goes, oh,
you.
Because when he was with Elias before, when he was with the Tinkers, he didn't have golden eyes.
Yeah.
Only Elias did.
But Rain is a smart dude.
Yes,
and he's like, oh yeah, okay.
2 and 2 together. Comes up with golden eyes.
Golden eyes.
So, Isla comes out and recognizes Perrin, like, right away, down to the last name, which is an also, like, maybe situation.
Well, I kind of buy that. She's, like, super motherly.
Okay.
And she had high hopes for Perrin, and he just, like, didn't live up to her high hopes.
Smashed those hopes to the ground with his axe. So, she asks about Elias, but Perrin says he hasn't seen him in a really long time, and they all get welcomed into the camp, and the Tinkers begin to help the men with their injuries.
Yeah, so at least they're doing the helping, so yeah. That's nice.
So Perrin warns Rain about staying out here since they just fought Trollocs nearby.
Like, just over there.
Yeah, and Perrin suggests that Rain takes the Tinkers to Emmonsfield for protection, but Rain declines.
Yeah.
And then I went, oh, right, the stuff about Tinkers stealing children... And all those rumors.
Yeah, there's a whole, like, the stealing children, the...
Tinkers are the worst.
They're the worst, oh my god.
Good.
But also, it does make a lot of sense, and we get that repeatedly this chapter, like, Perrin wants them to go to Emmonsfield.
And they're like, we don't go near villages.
But it's like, there's Trollocs out here. And you were just, like, basically kidnapped by the White Cloaks.
But Isla reminds him, not right here, but later on when he goes to leave and he's trying to convince them again.
Yeah.
Isla says... Reminder, the way of the leaf is also just accepting what comes. Yeah. And if that means us being attacked by Trollocs, then we'll all just accept it.
That's a load of crap. It's garbage.
I know you think that.
Yes.
But they don't think that.
Yeah, well, their opinion's wrong.
Okay. So, Rain has noticed the feel of the world changing and all the destruction and thinks that they must find the song soon, or he thinks it'll never be found.
Yeah, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
About this whole song thing. Because we've speculated about, and Perrin thinks about it too a little bit later. Like, oh, is the song a real thing? Because we've talked about that before. Now, are you on the side of the song is a real thing?
I am on the side of there are definitely songs to be sung.
Okay.
That were sung by Ogier.
Sure.
To make the plants grow.
Yeah, the Aiel helped with that too.
Aiel helped singing.
Yeah.
And then
Someshta did his dance.
The Green Man came in and do a dance in the field.
You know what? And I always think of the Someshta dance on the field as like the Olympics with the ribbons. Like the floor routines.
Oh, really? I didn't think of it as that.
That's always flowy. In my brain. So flowy. I can like see
it that rhythmic.
I can see him like prancing about like a friggin' angel.
I hate that.
I love it. Okay.
I don't think it's that.
That's not even the question,
though.
So the
question, it's not.
The question is, do these songs, like, we've gotten this repeated thing, or like...
Yeah, find the songs. Do you know the song?
But before the last battle. Kind of like the horn has to be found before the last battle, right? Do the songs need to be, like, is that going to be one of the instances in the book?
Now, let me tell you.
Sure.
In a perfect world...
Yeah.
Rain, specifically, because he's the only Tinker we know.
He's the guy.
Rain, specifically... is going to be allowed to go to Ruidian.
Aww, okay.
And he gets to go see his, like, ancestors.
That would be so cool, okay.
And he gets to see the song.
Oh my god, I love it. Are you predicting that? That sounds like a prediction.
It's wild, and I hadn't thought of it till right this
That's
second.
So good. That's so good. Okay,
yeah,
I love it.
I think that would be like if the book were to wrap up so like nice and perfect. Like the book,
the
series were to wrap up so nicely that like literally every single group gets a happy ending.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like
I don't think so. I think the Tinkers are all going to get like freaking wiped out. To be honest with you, God, okay. But with like a nice like bow on the package. Like
Ruidian, Rain finds the song and spreads the song.
It spreads the song. Okay. Ogiers get to help grow things again.
That's fantastic.
That's like the Disney version of this book series.
But is that not a real possibility for the ending of the book series though? Like as a nice little.
No,
you don't. They're all gonna get wiped out.
Too dark. Okay. I don't think that these books.
I don't know how you can
that happy.
I don't know how you can say something that nice and positive and then just be like, nope, not gonna happen though. Okay.
I would like it to happen.
I get that. It's just you're not thinking it's going to. So.
No, I don't think it'll happen. I would like it to, though.
Okay, I like that.
So that's how they'll find the song.
That's good, okay.
Or they'll all just die because they're Trollocs a mile away.
And there's no song and you're all dead.
One or the other. So Isla tells Fail at this point that she is beautiful, but she better beware because Perrin is only ever seen in the company of beautiful women.
Remember that one time?
Yeah. And Perrin could be like, it was Egwene.
Yeah.
And Fail would be like,
okay.
Because she knows Egwene.
But you know what's better? Mysteriousness.
Yeah, and jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Perrin is all down on himself because he thinks he's a bad leader, getting people killed, and Ivan just gives Perrin some advice about how anyone can be surprised, you just need to learn from it. Not even Hawkwing won every battle.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not bad advice. I mean, that's true. But, I mean, Perrin's also doing really bad health-wise.
Right. So let's get into that because Isla looks at Perrin's wound and thinks that she is not competent enough to remove it. It's a barbed arrow stuck in him. Yep. Which is going to cause tons of problems if you try to rip it out.
Yank it out.
And she's going to try to, cut it out, but then she's like, that's going to be bad.
Cut around the knife.
No,
okay.
Gross.
I mean, that's why if it's close to go, you should push it through if possible. Just like if you're ever
barbed, yeah,
if you're ever in a situation,
this is lodged in his rib.
I know that's bad. You don't push it through. But if it's through the arm or something, or it's almost out the back, then you push it the rest of the way through.
Oh yeah, in real life, that's
in real life, that's
that happens to you all the time.
Yeah, no, I totally read about it. It's a thing.
So Fael tells Isla that there is someone in Emmonsfield who can tend to him, and then they talk about if it's safe to leave the arrowhead in Perrin overnight.
Yep.
After sending the men away because healing work is not for the men.
And the worst part is they talk about Perrin as if he's not even in the room.
And he's like, hello, and they just ignore him. Now, I have to tell you, when I read this, I thought the Aes Sedai were going to come to him.
Okay, I could see that happening because Ivan's already here.
Yeah.
You think kind of thinking
I have no idea why. It wasn't something I consciously thought of. When I read it, that's just what I thought was going to happen.
Okay, yeah.
So that's wrong.
Yeah. That is wrong. Yes.
Yeah. So they fix him up with a poultice to stop some infection.
Yep. And
they keep the arrow in. Isla makes some comment about hoping Perrin would find the way of the leaf because she thinks he used to be a gentle boy. And then Fael's like, it's not for everyone, lady.
And then Isla is super condescending.
And she's like, yes, it is.
I hate it. It's the worst. Keep your opinions to yourself, Isla.
To be fair, Isla didn't knock on anyone's door to tell them this.
Sure.
They are literally in her wagon.
No, I get it.
She can talk all she wants in her own home about her own shit.
I understand that. And I disagree. Okay. No, I get what you're saying. Okay. I'll try to not be so aggressive towards it.
No, you won't. You hate them you hate it so much.
We have fundamental differences of opinions. I'm just saying.
Okay, so Perrin and Fael talk about what happened after Isla leaves.
Yeah.
And so Perrin thinks he blundered, but then he thinks, that seems too soft. And I think, yeah, you done fucked up.
I'm the worst.
That's the word you're thinking of. He's like, oh, I blundered. No, I fucked up.
Okay, but also last time you were like, it's not Perrin's fault because... No, I know,
but I'm thinking, that's the word he wants to use for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bloodied it up. I ashed it up. We've never seen the F word in this book series, so... I'm a flaming goat skull sheep something. But yeah, let's talk about this Gaul thing.
Right. So Fael thinks that he didn't fuck up because Gaul doesn't make mistakes. The circumstances changed somehow.
Yes.
And I think,
Yeah, that was your whole Lord Luke thing.
Yup.
Your theory.
Oh, yup.
Okay.
Which gets further confirmed.
Oh, does it?
Next chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested about that.
Yeah. So she says that Perrin was a good leader to get them out of there.
Yeah.
But Perrin is having a bit of a crisis, thinking that his intentions aren't good and stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of like a weird situation he's in too, because I understand where he's coming from. 27 people that he knows and he grew up with or knew about or are from his village all got murdered on his watch. He's the leader.
Yeah.
And I understand that he's having some hard times.
Yeah, it sucks, but it's all kind of part of it. You literally led them to fight dangerous shadow monsters.
Yeah. No, I get that too.
So, I don't know.
And they're all there by
Casualties
choice. Yeah. And it's
happen. It sucks, but...
I get it.
Yeah. And then Fael says something about what her father says about generals.
Yeah, we get like 2 little instances of that, which makes sense what it
Mm-hmm.
leads up to with Perrin asking her
Yeah,
straight up.
but
So.
she does make a good point about how if he quits, it doesn't mean the Trollocs are going to just go away.
Yeah, you don't get to quit here, so.
No. So the door opens, and it's Aram.
I love this. It's great.
So this doesn't go well.
No.
He's super condescending to Perrin
Yeah.
about like running with the wolves and not finding the way. And then when Aram asks about Egwene, Perrin is like, well, she's Aes Sedai now and we'll rip your heart out.
Yeah, it's so dramatic. Well, it's so funny because if you remember the first time they met, Perrin had the best insult ever to Aram where he was like, oh, I bet you get to run away a lot.
Yes.
That was like most favorite Perrin like insult that we ever get. It's so
good.
funny.
Yeah. This is pretty funny too.
It's pretty good too,
She's
yeah.
like, he's like, I hate that guy. He smiles too much.
He's the worst.
Yeah, he's the worst. And
Yeah.
Fael's like, I don't see it, but okay.
Yeah. Perrin has a thing against pretty guys
Yeah,
and
who
smiling
smile
guys.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's judgy.
So Fael has some like solution from Isla that will help Perrin fall asleep, and he doesn't want it, so he sort of distracts her and asks her about her father.
This is great. Yeah. And I bet you weren't expecting this. How do you feel about this?
What do you mean? This is literally exactly what I expected.
What? No way.
What? Yeah?
Not exactly.
Go back to all my predictions.
You said so many things about Fael's parents.
I know.
There's been so many things you said.
Okay, but to be fair, what I settled on was that she's some like lady, some like highborn lady.
Yeah, okay.
And he's like some like general or something.
Okay.
Because she's always talking about like soldiers, my father's soldiers, my
Yeah.
father's guards, my...
But you didn't get how high up he is.
No, but
Okay.
I didn't think he was like some like poor merchant or
Yeah,
something.
you didn't buy that story.
Or
so-
whatever.
Okay.
And I remember one time you said trading in ice on our podcast, but it's not ice.
Ice peppers.
It's ice peppers.
Did I? Oh.
Unless I
yeah.
thought it was ice, because all I pictured in my mind was that opening scene from Frozen.
Oh, yeah, where they're chopping up
They're
ice
chopping
in the...
up
Yeah,
ice
yeah.
blocks.
No,
because
ice
they literally-
peppers.
Yeah, ice peppers.
Yeah.
Different.
I'm pretty sure, like, Dobbins transported ice peppers. Wasn't that what he was bringing, like, when we first met him?
I don't know.
You don't remember what he was... Oh, my gosh.
No.
Okay. So, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go ahead and read out Davram's entire, like, who her daddy is.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, but I'm
You should
happy
do
that we
that.
finally get some honesty and some trust here.
We do. Actually, I got to
This is
say...
like a turning point in their relationship.
That's what I was going to say. Like, yeah, 100%. They finally some open communication between the two of them.
Yeah, and you're welcome to tell us who her father actually is.
Okay, so Davram of House Bashir. So that's important. We get a bunch of titles. Guardian of the Blight Border, Defender of the Heartland, and this is the important part, Marshal General to Queen Tenobia of
And
Saldea.
her uncle.
And Davram is Queen Tenobia's uncle.
Which makes
Mm-hmm.
Fael her cousin, the queen's cousin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like daughter of the Marshal General, like
Yeah.
leader of the entire army. So
Yeah.
pretty important.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And she didn't lie about who she was, she just didn't tell the whole truth.
And that's totally fair. Not.
Not
No.
even, so. Yeah, but then we also get her backstory, which is good. So like,
Yeah. So her brothers died, and she's pissed off with her boring duties, so she runs away.
that's exactly what happens. Yeah, 100%. She
Yeah.
was supposed to be like the manager of the estates because that's the
Because
oldest
her
person's
two
job.
older brothers died.
Yeah,
Her younger brothers got to like learn how to fight and stuff.
yeah.
She didn't want to do the
Didn't want to do
the
that, so she
state
ran
crown.
away. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, ran away. So here's a question. The daughter of the Marshal General of the Queen, okay, she's pretty high up here. Do you think there's people looking for her? Being as high up as she is.
She left a note.
She did leave a note for her mother, so there's that. But do you think like there's going to be some sort of big run-in where it's like, oh my god, Fael's dad is here? Or like, you know what
No.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I don't think so.
she's basically royalty.
I know, but she ran away. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, that's the question, right? So
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm just thinking about like when Elaine kind of disappeared off the map there, and there was consequences.
Not really.
Sort of.
None.
Morghese was pissed off. There's a falling out.
Oh, Elaine. I was thinking Egwene. There's
No.
literally zero consequences for Egwene running away.
Well, she's from a village.
That's
what are they
way
gonna do?
different. Okay,
Yeah.
Elaine running away, that wasn't great.
Yeah. And when we say running away, like,
Well, she got
kidnapped by the Black Aja, so different, but
yeah,
you
but
get what I'm
like
saying.
starting a war between Andor and the White Tower.
Back to the Fael thing.
She didn't leave a note. I think that everyone knew in Fael's family that Fael hated what she was doing.
So they're like, okay, see you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she doesn't really talk about, I need to hide from them.
Well, and it's kind of funny because
she's like sort of hiding who she is, probably because in case there's someone around who might know.
Well, she changed her name. Do you remember what her original name was?
Zareen.
And you remember what it meant?
Something sitting on fancy chairs,
Yeah,
eating bonbons.
Bunch of suitors and stuff.
Yeah.
But it kind of is more funny now because now we know like who she is. So high up, why she would be named that.
I'm gonna think that no one is looking for her specifically because of how she reacts.
Gotcha.
Saying like her mother's gonna like Perrin.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
yeah.
It's not like she's scared to go back.
Yes.
Kind of thing, right?
That's important too.
Like she still is gonna need her parents' permission to be with Perrin.
Okay, let's talk about that because I love
so
this whole
good.
little bit here.
So Fael tells Perrin she loves him, and that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. The love word.
Yeah. And he doesn't get how she can love a common blacksmith, but she doesn't think he's so common.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, well, tell me about the wolves thing.
Yes, because he kind of like drops some hints there.
Yeah, because then we get Perrin telling Fael everything about the wolves.
Yeah, open communication.
Open, honest communication.
Let's do it.
It's new for them.
Getting on board with this healthy relationship thing. I love
All right,
it.
we'll see.
We'll see if it lasts or what.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Fael basically just says, well, if your hearing is so good, I'm going to have to be careful when I say things around you from now on.
Okay, I love her reaction to it because in all these whole like, oh my god, I have a superpower, whatever, it's always so negative. And her whole thing is just like, yeah, that sounds cool. Like, I'm good with that.
Yeah. Well, and this is what I've been saying from the beginning. I've wanted Perrin to confide in someone.
Yeah.
Right? At the beginning, when he was traveling with Egwene, like, she obviously can channel, so she's going to be on board with whatever you can do. Like, confide in her.
Yeah.
You know, the whole Matt and Rand thing, traveling with them, like, they're your best buddies.
Yeah.
Maybe you could talk to them about what you're going through. Like,
I mean, Perrin has that shame, too.
Exactly. Connected with it.
Yeah.
And so I like that she's not like, oh my god, that's so weird, but I guess I'll
love you anyways.
Yeah, no, she's totally like, hey, so how about we tell my mother you're the king of the wolves?
It sounds cooler, so let's lead with that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will dispute that title.
Yeah.
So let's go with that.
My father always says that we need strong blood, and you that sounds like a strong blood, and my mother, she wants someone who can smash Trolloc skulls.
Trolloc skulls.
That's so
and
good.
Perrin's got that part down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, oh man, you're totally joking.
Let's just like...
And then he's like, wait a minute, she sounds serious.
I'm just saying, it's like, oh, you know, King of the Wolves is trending better with like the young adults or like the young people, so we're gonna go with King of the Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's good.
No, it is good. Anyway, so this chapter ends with Fael tricking him into drinking medicine.
Yeah. Yeah, she like forces him to drink because he needs some good rest.
You know, he does. Although he doesn't get good rest. He thrashes around.
Okay, but also, he's seriously injured. Like, he is not good right now.
No.
It's really bad.
Yeah. And so, he needs some rest. Good night, Perrin. Like, lights out as soon as he drinks whatever this is. Milk of the poppy or whatever, right?
And she's already on board with the whole Wolf King thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's all good.
See? My fun fact was both informative and relevant.
Well, aren't they always, Brett?
Not always.
No, you're right. They're not.
Okay.
I'm trying to be nice. Okay, chapter 42, A Missing Leaf.
Yes, and okay, stuff does happen. I know we kind of open with these chapters a little boring.
I stopped reading them. Like, I finished reading the book, and I put it down and went, well, that was a whole lot of nothing. Because it's nothing.
But there's important tidbits. We're gonna yank
like
some stuff out of this.
A 20-page chapter, when there's a total, like, 1.5 pages worth of stuff, it feels like a bunch of nothing.
That's true, okay.
Like, the amount of descriptions in that last chapter, we didn't even talk about the descriptions of the Tinker's wagons, and the Tinker's clothes, and the Tinker's Camp.
But we know what Tinkers look like.
I know that.
We got that.
Yeah, but in the chapter, it's in there again.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
We didn't even talk about that.
Okay, let's continue.
Parent perspective continued. And then, so I have a mini story.
Okay.
A couple episodes ago, I started talking about listening to the audiobooks.
Yes, that's new.
Somebody asked me a question.
Okay.
And they said, is that new? Because we've never heard you talk about listening to the audiobooks before.
That's true.
And good call, because yes, that is new for me.
It is,
for the most part.
Yeah.
I've listened to book 1 and book 2 on, like, in the car sometimes, or when I'm trying to fall asleep. Like, sometimes I'll just, like, put those on.
Yeah, not for the purpose of note-taking.
No, definitely not. And so, because the weather's been nicer, I've been getting out for more walks. And one of these days, I didn't have a podcast or something to listen to, and I still needed to listen to a chapter for recording. And I thought, hey, what if I listen to it while I walk? Great idea.
Yeah.
Except for the issue is my audio listening comprehension is bad. It's worse than my visual reading comprehension, and we all know how bad that is.
Yeah.
So I miss like probably a quarter of the chapter.
Okay. I could see that.
I start zoning out and things that whatever.
Honestly, listening to books is like a learned skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And when you don't really care, when you just need like the gist of what's happening, it's fine. But when you're taking notes and thoroughly discussing every like paragraph of a chapter, not so great. So then I started reading the chapter and then listening to the audiobook while I take my notes.
Yeah.
That worked.
Okay.
This particular chapter, I was out on a walk and I decided to listen to it. I was like, maybe this time it'll work. No. So that's the last time I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Probably. But then I went and read the chapter. Anyway, I, at the very beginning here, thought that maybe this was a couple days later, because we enter with Perrin. His side doesn't hurt. He's in the Tinker Camp.
Okay.
I thought he was just there. He was healed. I already had the inkling that the Aes Sedai were coming to him.
So you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I thought this was like maybe a couple days later. He's just hanging out. And even though like 3 sentences in, it says specifically, this was a wolf dream, idiot. Danielle, this was a wolf dream. That's what this says. And I missed that sentence completely in the audiobook.
So you're operating on this was not a dream at all.
Yeah, well then...
That's
once
even
the
weirder.
like axe and hammer start flickering, then I clue in.
You're like,
but by then it's already been like a full page of what's going on. And anyway, long story short.
Yeah.
This is a dream.
This is a dream. This is the wolf dream.
Okay. So yeah, he's in the Tinker Camp. His axe is now a hammer.
Yeah.
He's confused.
It's more that same controversy between the hammer and the axe.
Yeah. Perrin doesn't feel the presence of any wolves, and he doesn't call Hopper because Slayer could be somewhere out there, which is smart.
Yeah, and I think this is an improvement, because it's not the whole Nynaeve being like, oh, I feel like I'm being watched. Egwene!
Oh my god, that's so funny, because I have that, like, literally later this chapter.
Yeah, it's like he does the opposite. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should be quiet.
Yeah, but like Perrin is always methodical and quiet.
Yeah.
And he's not quick to just like yell out, whereas Nynaeve is very quick to yell before she thinks.
That's true. Now, importantly, did you notice that there's feral chickens here?
No.
But no sheep?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't notice that.
Well, I brought this question. It's really important, because before... we had been talking about, like, animals in Tel'aran'rhiod, because way back when, it was like...
Oh, there were rats, but there's no horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's, like, stray dogs, but there's, like, you know...
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just like, okay, more things to note. If you ever want to put some thought into that...
I don't care at all.
Okay.
Anyway, so Perrin thinks again about how Fael loves a simple blacksmith, and she's a cousin to a queen... And this is just more of that, like, skewed vision of himself, a skewed image of...
I'm not good enough.
I'm not good, he is. I'm just a blacksmith. But when you look back and think of everything you've done this past year, like, you're not just a blacksmith, bud.
Yeah, you're Ta'veren.
Yeah.
You're BFFs with the Dragon Reborn.
Right? Not so much anymore, but...
Well, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, Perrin wants to see if he can find signs of how far the word to leave the farms and like get to bigger villages has spread.
Yep.
So he zigzags. He does his jumping all over the place.
Yep.
Lots of farms are now abandoned.
Which is good.
Yeah, less than 1 in 5 are still inhabited from what he can tell.
And we get a really creepy doll sequence.
Yeah, there's a creepy
I hate dolls on the farms thing, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so then he sees ravens.
Yes. Yeah, that's important.
They're flying towards the Mountains of Mist, where Perrin first saw the ravens and Slayer.
Yes.
And so he chases after them and follows them right to the valley where he first saw Slayer. Perrin also then sees the Waygate.
Yeah, so he's back to where they started.
Basically.
And at this point, he should be on high alert. But I mean, it's just like a little bit of offness.
Not really. I think that he's probably thinking that all of the Trollocs they found already were here.
Yeah, because they locked the Waygate.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying, like, you went back, you saw the ravens, there was the whole Slayer and Ravens thing, so it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, and anyone, in my mind, anyone on this side, on the world side of the Waygate, there's 2 leaves there, right?
Yeah.
So, it's just someone coming from the inside can't get out.
Yeah.
But someone on the outside
could be like,
can just open it up and get in.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah,
it's not that good or
it's
effective.
Like temporarily locked, but it's not.
But it's like if a Fade is going back through to like go get more.
Well, and that was Loyal's whole thing, like permanently destroying the Waygate. Really, is just taking both leaves.
Yeah.
So then anyone who wants to use that Waygate would have to go to another Waygate and steal another leaf, and it's like a weird, you know. So
you know what they could have done? They could have taken the leaf with them.
Yeah. Kept
so then
it in
it's
his
not
pocket.
So then it's not like, or like pouch. Then it's not like permanently destroyed.
Yeah. Just like keep it somewhere.
You just keep the key.
Dig a hole, put the key.
No. Key ring.
Key ring with a bunch of leaves.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
See, we're onto something here.
Okay. Back to this though, because Perrin notes the Waygate here with the Avendosora leaf, but then wait a minute.
Oh no.
One leaf just like disappeared and now the Waygate's open.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he thinks that someone in the waking world is entering or leaving the Waygate at this moment.
Yeah.
And I think, is that how this works?
So we don't know, but we do kind of know some of the basic rules of Tel'aran'rhiod, where it's kind of like it's a reflection of the real world. So that's why it's like the whole abandoned farm thing.
Yeah.
When things are more permanent in the real world, then it's more likely to kind of show the reflection.
Yeah.
So if people aren't at a farm for a long time, there's like some instances of being able to tell.
Right.
With the whole Waygate opening, I wouldn't necessarily think that means that right now that's happening.
Yeah, it seemed strange to me, to be fair. And he's like really set on this is 100% what's happening.
Yeah.
And I don't know because
so here's an example. We've seen examples in Tel'aran'rhiod where the doors would like be open and be closed sometimes because it's like your front door is sometimes open and sometimes closed. So in Tar, it's going to be open and close sometimes.
Yeah.
But a wall is always going to be there because it's the wall.
Yeah. Okay.
So this Waygate, if it's opening and closing, maybe it means that the Waygate itself is being opened and closed relatively frequently in the real world.
Okay. All right.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, because the first thing I actually thought of was the whole when you think it, it happens.
Yeah, that too.
Right? Because the axe and the hammer, and he can like take a step, think about where he wants to go.
Yeah.
You know, Egwene and Nynaeve and Elaine, all of them changing their clothes, just
100%.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
If he thinks about the Waygate being open, then it'll probably be open.
Right.
And if he thinks about it closing, it'll probably be closed.
So, I mean, there's that too. And we don't know the exact rules, but like either way.
Because his thought process surprised me here.
Yeah.
Because it was not what I was thinking.
He doesn't have any formal training from like Wise Ones, so. And Hopper's not here to help out.
Yeah, well, Egwene does have formal training and she still sucks.
So, yeah. But good to note also, just side note, you can't enter the ways through Tel'aran'rhiod.
Oh, so another place you can't go in the dream world.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Did I say this one?
We might have talked about it.
And because you said where
can't you go?
Can't you go? Because we got
because
that
like
tip.
Ruidian.
I said probably Shale Ghul.
Yeah, and then the ways.
The ways, obviously,
which makes sense. So yeah.
Okay, so after this whole Waygate opening and closing, Perrin gets a sense of being watched.
Hey.
Heyo.
Heyo. Being watched.
Being watched.
Being watched.
Same as the girls.
Same as the
Right?
girls.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Only this time someone tries to murder him.
Right, because with Nynaeve, the last time she was in Teleran Riyadh with, like, around here in Emmons Field, there was a guy who looked like Lan who shot at her.
Yeah.
So.
That was probably Slayer.
That's what this is. And that's what I said.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, that was my prediction.
Yeah, that's good.
Good, okay.
It's Slayer. Yeah.
Okay, let's get there, though, because Perrin jumps back to dodge an arrow coming for his chest, and Perrin then takes off running.
Yeah, smart. Get out of dodge.
And then, like, cue chase sequence, like, all over.
Yes. He kind of does, like, a zigzaggy kind of thing to figure out where the arrow should have come from. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, it must have come from that window in the skyscraper, and then, like, zips behind so he can see where the arrow must have come from.
Yeah, he's figuring it out. Yeah. But then he starts sort of sneaking around. And I said here, at least he's sneaking. Like, he's going quietly from a tree to tree, trying to stay hidden. And then I said, unlike Nynaeve, who here would be like, Slayer!
I'm gonna beat you over the head with my cudgel. Get back here. So when you said the whole being watched thing, I didn't immediately connect that to Nynaeve being here and then Slayer taking a shot at her.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how Perrin gets the feeling of being watched in Teleran Riyadh, and then someone is literally watching him. And with Nynaeve and the girls, they keep getting the feeling of being watched while they're in Teleran Riyadh.
Yeah.
But they don't see anyone watching. But does that mean that that feeling is real and there's someone watching the girls?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I already said that.
Okay. I'm just connecting those.
When they're in Tyr, like Egwene and Elaine.
Yeah, in the Heart of the Stone.
And then Nynaeve was like, oh, I feel like I'm being watched. Egwene.
And that's the thing. They keep going to the Heart of the Stone every time, and that's where they keep feeling like they're being watched. So it's like, is someone actually watching them?
Obviously, it's easy to, like, jump all around, and if you actually know what you're doing here, you can probably sense when, like, someone you're waiting for enters. Like, there's probably things you can do.
Exactly. Right? So, but anyways, back to this weird chase scene. So he gets behind and is sneaky.
Yeah, Perrin manages to figure out where Slayer is.
Yes.
And then takes a moment to get a good look at this man who looks like Lan.
Yeah. So did you take note of the details here?
Well.
Kind of, sort of?
I don't know. Perrin is confused. He looks like Lan. Like, he could be Lan's brother.
Yes, okay.
Like, he looks like Lan. He looks like a Shienaran without a top knot. He looks like he could be Malkyeri, but there are no Malkyeri left.
Well, I mean, that's what Perrin thinks too. There's no Malkyeri left. That's what I'm saying
right now is what Perrin.
But he's got the same like thing across his head, the braided leather cord, holding his hair back. So
yeah, it's confusing though.
Okay, anything from there? You got anything?
No.
Why does he look like Lan?
Remember I said last time?
I mean, you did. You were like, oh, it's Lan's ghost family or something.
Yes, that's what I said. That's certainly
Why is Lan's ghost family hunting down Two Rivers folk in Emmons Field?
Evil.
Why is that happening?
Because of evil.
Because evil. The Malkyeri weren't evil.
Because bad things, no.
Necessarily.
But it's been a while. Who knows what's happened since then.
Okay.
I don't know. We got to get into something more, though, because there's a confusing thing at this point.
Okay.
It gets even more confusing.
See, you know what I know? Is that you don't know your Malkyeri history as well as you should know your Malkyeri history.
Oh, yeah, I don't know it at all.
Yeah, you should probably study up on that.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep randomly guessing things that don't make any sense.
Okay.
Okay, so let me tell you more things that, like, don't make any sense.
Okay.
Because it gets more confusing.
I know it does.
Perrin draws a bow to shoot at him, but then Slayer takes off again. Like, maybe he sensed Perrin or is just moving, and Perrin chases, but Slayer seems to have vanished.
Yeah.
So Perrin smells for him and thinks that he smells something human, but too cold for a man, emotionless. And then something tickles his mind with familiarity.
Uh-huh.
And this is 100% Lord Luke.
How?
What do you mean how?
That doesn't make any sense.
It's the exact same description.
Okay.
Of this how Lord Luke smells. The cold, emotionless, lacking humanity, and now he smells familiar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the only issue, why does it look like Lan's?
Yeah, disguises.
So, okay, go further with that. Are you implying... So we've gotten, like, Lanfear, for example, changing her appearance.
Yeah.
By doing one powery type stuff.
Yeah.
Are you implying that Lord Luke is... Or Slayer is
Well, these two
looking
people
like
are
one of the
literally
people?
the same people. So it doesn't matter to me which one is looking like who.
They're the same people.
It's the same
It's
person.
one person, and they're like
changing their
disguisey.
appearance either in the real world or in Teleran.
I mean, in Teleran Riyadh, you can change.
Probably.
You can change your clothes and your stuff. So could you change your appearance to look like somebody else?
I would say that in Teleran Riyadh is who they actually are, and Lord Luke is like
the disguise.
In disguise.
A Mission Impossible style face mask.
I mean, Lanfear was Elsa Grinwell, so we know it's freaking possible.
Well, she's got the power to do that kind of stuff.
Well, obviously, there's something here.
Okay, I like it, but we gotta, okay.
Like, this is without a doubt. It doesn't matter how, at this point for me. It just is.
So I have a question.
What?
So if that's true,
yeah.
Then when we first got introduced to Lord Luke through Perrin had that weird thing where he was like, he looked like he recognized Perrin and was afraid of him.
Yeah. Oh, right.
And then you were like, oh, he must have been at the Dark Friend social because he's seen Perrin and knows him or something.
Yeah, I did say that.
Okay, but then that also makes sense with Lord Luke and then being Slayer.
Yeah.
It's like they already had a run-in prior to Lord Luke meeting Perrin. So,
cool.
like, there's a lot of stuff there.
The only issue I have right now is in the real world, I've pegged Lord Luke as a Dark Friend.
You did.
Orchestrating that whole Trolloc attack.
Yeah.
But here, in the next couple paragraphs, I'm going to point out the vocabulary.
Doesn't quite make sense.
It's not Dark Friend.
Okay. Doesn't quite line up. I like that. Okay. Let's get there. This is good.
So, at this point, Slayer starts taunting Perrin.
Uh-huh.
A neat trick, Golden Eyes. So, number one, he knows that name.
I was going to say that. Like, how does he know the word Golden Eyes?
Yeah.
So, okay.
That's obviously because that's what they're calling him in Emmonsfield.
Yeah.
So.
A little recon could figure that out, but.
Yeah, and he goes, neat trick, locking the waygate. And Perrin doesn't know where that voice is coming from. And then we get Slayer saying something about how Machin Chin feasted on a bunch of Trollocs, and that should make Perrin happy to hear.
Yeah, it's like weird taunting.
Yeah. And then Slayer talks about how the White Cloaks were here, and that's why they only brought in enough Trollocs initially to keep the White Cloaks off balance. But who's they?
Yeah, who's they?
Like, how does Slayer know this plan?
Yep.
Obviously controlling Trollocs in a way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I mean, I guess we did just get Lord Luke potentially controlling Trollocs.
Potentially, yeah. And I mean, if they're kind of, that's the whole thing, right?
Yeah, so. And then Slayer says that he wants to see that renegade dead.
Okay, who's the renegade?
Bornhald.
Interesting. Okay.
Because of the White Cloaks. He wants to keep the White Cloaks up, or unless...
Why is Bornhald the renegade?
Or Fane. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's just like the leader.
But what does renegade mean?
You tell me.
Doesn't mean leader.
Someone who has their own plan.
Yeah, who's going off of what they're supposed to do, not doing what they should. For example, the Renegades of Funk,
the Renegades of Funk.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Things to think about. You gotta piece this together.
There's too many pieces. This is a more complicated jigsaw than I signed up for.
This is like one of those 3D 500 piece ones.
Yeah. 500 isn't even that much.
I was looking for an 8-piece puzzle.
3,000.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the next line. Because Slayer says, "The shadow consume me if that man," being the renegade, "does not have more luck than the White Tower."
Right. And now, let me say though, saying something like, "the shadow consume me," is not very Dark Friendy.
Okay.
And what is it called, Trollocs? It's a weird thing. Shadow rot?
Yes, shadow rot.
What is that word? Have I heard that one before?
I think we heard it once. It's a different verbiage of shadow spawn. And we don't even hear shadow spawn that often. So, shadow rot's a little bit different. But yeah. So, what person has more luck than he thinks they should rightfully have?
Yeah, he doesn't like Aes Sedai. But there's lots of people who don't like Aes Sedai.
Not Aes Sedai. That's not what he's saying.
Oh,
he's saying
Fane.
He has more luck than the White Tower.
Oh.
So
yeah, Fane.
Yeah, and Fane makes more sense in the context of being a renegade.
I thought Bornhald, because Bornhald's overzealous,
But yeah.
And he says he doesn't like White Cloaks, so.
Yeah, but Bornhald's doing what he's told right now. He's on orders. So Fane makes the most sense in this context. Just for the sake that he's doing
Okay. I'm back on the bus that this guy's a Dark Friend.
Okay, he is a Dark Friend.
He is.
He's just like a
and
weird
he's controlling
Dark
the Trollocs, And he doesn't like that Fane has like Murdral captured in his tent and he's controlling the Trollocs.
That would make him a renegade.
That would make him a renegade.
Okay.
Okay, figured it out.
So that means that he's trying to get Fane dead.
Yeah, which would make sense as to why he's killed all and ran off all the wolves, because wolves hunt and kill Trollocs.
Yeah.
And he wants lots of Trollocs in this area.
Mm-hmm. And then Fane's also doing that weird stuff where he's like ambushing Dane Bornhald and trying to kill Dane. So it's like everything's in. There's a lot of different angles at play.
There's a lot, but yeah, okay.
Okay.
He also says that it was quite a surprise with Perrin showing up here.
Yeah.
But
I mean, because it's
everyone
so, you
thought
know,
that.
Yeah.
So Perrin figures out that all of this talking is a trap to draw him in, and he doesn't plan on walking into this trap. So another way that he's different from Nynaeve.
He doesn't go head first into the trap.
Right.
Yeah.
With a blindfold on.
Yeah.
So he tries to wake himself up, but he knows how to step out of the dream. But the medicine is keeping him unconscious.
Okay, good to know.
Super quick side note. I think this might be the first time that he knows how to like leave the dream. Because, you know, before when they were on their way to Tyr and he was having all these issues with the dream.
Yeah.
And he was just trying to stay awake so that he wouldn't dream.
He's learning, which is good.
He's definitely learned. And I know that before we've talked about him leveling up.
Yeah.
But this is just another reminder.
It's kind of like the whole Perrin and Egwene thing. They're both learning the rules a little bit more than the regular folks. So
maybe they'll start connecting more.
Maybe. Okay.
So Perrin slips into almost like a normal dream where he forgets that he's dreaming.
Yeah, it's a normal dream.
Yeah. And so he's around the campfire at the Tinker's camp, and Fael is there, and he carries Fael into the shadows where the grass was soft.
Yep.
Smashed to black.
There you go. That's a nice reference.
In the biz.
Yeah.
We call that a sex dream.
Ah, okay.
100%. That's what's happening here. You want to tell me it's not?
No, I'll tell you it is.
It is. Oh, for sure.
Are you telling me that all the Dusty Wheel episodes ends with a sex
Smashed
dream?
to black? Yeah, that's right. That is what I'm telling you.
All right, that's what happens.
Okay. So finally, Perrin wakes up slowly in the morning, probably after some good dreams, and he realizes he's awake, but then remembers the Waygate issue.
Yes, it's another oh no moment.
Yeah, so he tries to tell Fael, but she's not letting him get up, and Ivan is there, and he seems to consider this Trolloc situation.
Yeah.
But then, like, not say anything about it.
I mean, why would he?
I don't know. Okay, here's a question. If a Black Aja has a warder, does that warder also know about them being Black Aja and is also a dark friend?
That's a loaded question. Okay. Okay. Oh, man.
Because, okay, for example, if Alana is bad guy, like Egwene suspects.
Yes.
And, like, Perrin needs to keep an eye out for her.
Wait, I always get them confused. Is Ivan Alana's warder?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Alana sent him here?
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm blanking on Varen. Thomas. Okay.
With no
because
H.
Varen disappeared without her warder.
Way back when.
Okay. And then I was thinking about the whole Yvonne thing. Anyways, Ivan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
back to my
Alana's.
Back to my hunch.
Back to your hunch. Alana's Black Aja. Yeah. And
would that make her warder a dark friend?
That's a good question. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay, here's a question then. So
I'm already a little bit...
Is there like a Black Aja warder speed dating pool to choose from? Like, how do they bond together and be like, hey, by the way, are you Black Aja too?
They would like... Because you can just like break bonds, right? Can you break a warder bond?
We don't really know that. We know you can pass it.
You can pass it, but we also know that Black Aja break their oaths.
That's true.
So
like,
probably breaking your oath
they've got some out. Yeah.
Would break their warder bonds.
Okay.
But because we haven't seen any of them. Like all the 11 that are in Tenchiko don't have warders with them.
Yes, that's true too. Okay.
So anyway.
Okay.
But I just find it so weird that he was just like happened to be there at this Trolloc attack.
Well, okay, but also that's the whole thing. Even his like interest level in the Trollocs is different from what we're used to because the only warder we've ever really seen is Lan. And when we first met Lan, he was cold towards the Emmons Fielders. He didn't really care until he started to know them more.
Yeah.
So Ivan is kind of like, why would he even give two shits about the Trollocs being here? It's not his deal.
Yeah. Okay.
So just because he's like standoffish or doesn't care, it doesn't
I know,
necessarily
it's just
mean...
like in the back of my mind.
I get that. So
Like 17% suspicious.
of him or both?
Him and Alana.
Okay, 17.
Like not real, but like
Yeah.
it's slightly there.
You just keep an eye out. So
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the whole Varen thing.
Warning.
Telling Perrin don't trust Alana.
Yeah. Aes Sedai don't trust each other, turns out, so I don't know.
That's exactly what Maureen said too.
Yeah,
don't trust any of them.
Don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Turns out. So Ivan leaves to go tell the others that Perrin is awake. Perrin is very concerned and wants to go to the Way Gate ASAP. Fael helps Perrin get going because she feeds him like a baby, and her and Isla dress him, and Perrin can't even sit up by himself.
He's in bad shape.
Yeah, apparently Fael is super good at some needlework, which she's embarrassed about.
Oh my. Okay.
Oh my. Okay.
Anyways, next.
Yeah. We get a summary now of the Tinker experience from the Two Rivers Men. Because everybody
liked it.
Yeah. Everyone's packing up to go, and Perrin gets out of the wagon. Will has his arm around a couple of Tinker girls, even Ban and his nose.
Oh man, Perrin's got an out for Ban's nose. Why are you being such a jerk about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
several mentions.
Yeah, several mentions.
Of Ban and his nose.
The men are doing good. They had some good soup. They had some Tinker girls dancing for them. It was a great time.
But the men have been bandaged, fed, their spirits are lifted. They certainly like the women dancing.
Yeah.
Even some of the women who were dancing were married.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine a married lady dancing?
Well, I can imagine them dancing, but not the Taganza.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and if you remember, that's kind of like the belly dance kind of thing.
It is the belly dance.
There you go.
So Fael tells Perrin that if he's seen the Tinker's Taganza dance, then someday she might dance the Sasara for him.
Yeah.
And show him what a sexy dance really looks like.
Okay, so we gotta know what this is.
Isla gasps.
In recognition of what that dance is.
The Sasara.
That's the sexy dance. Oh my god. Okay, so... Okay.
Strippers. No, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, what would it be?
Even bellier.
Even more bellier.
Dancing.
The most belliest.
The most belliest dancing.
Okay. But it's a good one, and Perrin wants to see Fael dance that one.
He definitely wants to see Fael dance it.
Hey-o. Okay.
Well, they're in love now. It's allowed.
It's true. It is. Oh, we didn't mention it, but Perrin also kind of says it back to her, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't say the love, though.
He's my heart belongs to you, blah,
that's
blah, blah.
not yet.
Oh, that's later, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So, now it's time to say goodbye to the Tinkers. Perrin tries to get the Tinkers to head to Evansfield again, because it's not safe, but it doesn't work. And I have to tell you, I thought it might work.
Like the last time?
Because of the whole Taviran thing.
Yeah.
When Perrin tells someone to go somewhere,
They do it.
They do it.
So, do you think that it's just not necessary for the Tinkers to go? The pattern's
must not be, yeah.
it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, they can just die. It's fine.
You're not even getting them
what the pattern
they
thinks.
can just leave to somewhere else?
No, that's what the pattern thinks.
Oh my god.
Not me.
It's not me thinking these things.
Yeah.
It's the pattern.
Okay, so anyway, there's more conversation about how the way of the leaf means also accepting what comes. They make sure to always stay on the move.
Yep, because that always works.
Yeah, well, if Trollocs come, they're dead, but...
Yeah, they don't even have dogs to warn them right now. It's
no,
terrible.
but the Trollocs clearly are being controlled.
Yeah.
And I don't think whoever's controlling them gives a shit about attacking the Tinkers.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
They might now, though, now that they see that Perrin knows them and likes them, because that seems to be the motive.
I can see that too. Well, put a star in it, so.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone is kissing and hugging and saying goodbye. It is a COVID nightmare.
It is the worst.
Even just reading it, my brain has so shifted.
Why are these people hugging each other?
Hugging, and they're all kissing, and they're all shaking hands, and I was like, oh my god, and no hand sanitizer anywhere. It's a nightmare. So Perrin and Fael are protective and jealous of each other, and no one hugs or kisses them. So
no, all the guys hug Fael.
Oh.
All of them line up,
but
basically.
Women stay away from Perrin because of Fael's looks.
Yeah. It's all it's so weird because I hate the creepy hugs that everyone's giving Fael.
Yeah.
And Perrin's trying not to get jealous, but he is jealous.
Because it's weird.
It is weird. It's all so weird.
Anyway.
Okay, anyways.
Aram is off in the corner being a butthead.
Yep.
And,
yeah.
you know, Perrin, not for the first time, thinks he's, quote, odd for a tinker.
That's true when he first met him.
Yeah, and he says, he thinks to himself, when I first saw that guy, you know, he had a sour look and he's odd for a tinker.
Yeah, he was a little hot-headed.
And so, Perrin, I don't know. I just think that guy, someday...
Okay.
Because I had speculations about Aram in book 1, and I still have those speculations.
Well, we did get a bit of a min viewing.
Of Aram?
No.
Of Perrin.
Of a tinker.
Of a tinker.
Let me pull it up for you.
Of a tinker with a sword?
Yes. So back in The Dragon Reborn, we got some min viewings about the whole Aiel man in a cage, tinker with a sword, and then the falcon and the hawk on his shoulders.
Oh, all for Perrin.
All for Perrin.
Oh.
So it's just like we get a lot of Perrin and he's like interacting with tinkers.
Yeah.
And it's like tinker with a sword.
Probably Aram. That guy. Someday. There's something about him. We're just going to get every couple books, we're going to like see him and get mention about how he's odd for a tinker. And then
Until
one day he's going to snap. Yeah.
But I mean, that would be big because the whole sword thing, so.
Yep.
I mean.
Well, yeah, because Aiel, like, swords in general aren't allowed.
But also tinkers, because even Isla, when she looked at Ivan with his sword, she looked at the sword like it was worse than the axe.
Yes.
Like, notably so.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, Perrin gives, like, the formal farewell to the Tinkers, which I also don't believe that he remembers.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get that.
He also wonders if there really is a song, and he tries to convince Rain to come to Emmonsfield one more time, but it's still a no.
Still no.
So they take off, they meet back up with the Aiel about a mile out, and Perrin asks Gaul if he had a good night playing Maiden's Kiss.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun game, right?
And that trips up Gaul. He asks, who said that? And then they get some convo about it coming from Chiad, and turns out he just, like, does not care for ladies.
Yeah. You can't trust them.
These ladies and all ladies.
Well, they keep, like, you know, nattering on about him.
Yeah, he's not in, like, good company right now, so...
Yeah.
Anyway.
And there's the whole, like, blood feud. It's tough.
Yeah. Okay. So Perrin and Fael have a funny back and forth about her dancing the Sasara for Perrin. And, you know, the whole Taganza of the Tinkers, and her mother shouldn't know that she knows this dance.
Oh my goodness.
And then he's like, my heart and my fortune already lie at your feet, so you don't actually have to dance for me. And
but it's like, if you want to, you can do it.
Yeah, so here's just a short side note.
Okay.
They are getting better at communicating.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm getting to know them better. And she clearly speaks the language of sarcasm, of poking fun, and he's learning to speak it too.
Okay, so his poking back.
Yeah, I think that they had severe issues at the beginning because he's such a say-what-you-mean guy.
Yeah.
Very serious, not even a little bit amused by anything, doesn't think of anything witty or funny ever.
That's not true. Okay, but yeah, keep going.
And for her, she's so quick-witted and sarcastic and, you know, kind of gruff. Like, her humor is gruff, the way she communicates is gruff, and Perrin saw everything she said as for serious, because everything he says is for serious.
For serious.
Yeah. And now he's sort of learning to lighten up a little bit with her.
And he's like poking back.
And he can poke fun back and be sarcastic back with her.
And she likes that.
Because if this was the beginning of this book, if this was 30 chapters ago, him saying, oh, maybe I should go back and dance and watch the Tinkers dance or something, would have like set them off not talking to each other for 3 days.
Yeah.
But here, he's doing it playfully. She picks up on that. And they're able to communicate better.
The relationship jives.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
It's working.
That's good.
Better. So he thinks that there's going to be maybe a dance in Emmonsfield tonight.
Yeah, like I guess so.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It was a weird thing. It kind of seemed out of place. Him thinking like, oh, maybe we'll have a dance tonight. And then I went on high alert thinking that when they get back to Emmonsfield, it's going to be destroyed.
Oh my god, the entire town burned down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, well, like something bad.
Yeah,
happened.
everyone's dead.
Well, yeah, because as soon as he's like, oh, it's going to be so lovely there. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole winter night thing.
It's exactly what it is.
Once I get to Emmons Field, everything will be okay. And it's like, oh my god, the town's on fire.
It's awful. So they have an uneventful walk back to Emmons Field.
Yep.
Perrin is in pain from his injury. They sing some Tarwin's Gap song. Everyone joins in except for Perrin, and he thinks that no one is alive today to remember how that actually went.
Sure.
And I think, wrong.
Oh, who?
There's Matt.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah,
Matt's alive who remembers how that
He
went.
probably remembers those, member things. Yeah.
Yeah, all the
Okay.
members.
All the member
memory
things.
things. So they come across lots of abandoned farms. Everyone has made their way into Emmons Field, and it comes into sight, and there are some new changes. So it's not quite as bad in Emmons Field as I thought it was going to be.
Well, they're doing really good.
Yeah, but it's not like lively dance time.
No, but it's like they're setting up for war, and they're doing a good job of that.
Yeah, that's fair. They have a lot of defenses set up. Like, the forest is clear, they have stakes in the ground, they have guards and catapults, and it's totally Walking Dead style.
Okay.
Like, the spikes in the ground sticking out.
Yeah.
So that if Trollocs do, like, run at them or something, they're going to impale themselves.
Yeah.
It's very zombie.
That's going to happen.
Walking Dead.
It's great. That's like basic tactics, you know?
Yeah, it's good.
If you let me put stakes around our house, I would totally do that too.
You know, you can if you want. I don't care. Keep us safe.
Got to be ready for anything.
Gotta keep the family safe,
Yeah,
Brett.
keep them safe.
Yeah. Okay, so Perrin's arrival at Emmons Field lights everybody up. Chance of Perrin Golden Eyes.
Love it.
Yeah. Perrin thinks everyone is crazy. Plus, someone has put up a wolf's banner.
Yes.
Which is okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's great. But we figure out who actually does this. Or like makes it happen.
Uh-huh. Okay, so then we get Varen coming up to them. Turns out this was an Aes Sedai thing. Alana mentioned to someone that Trollocs fear wolves, and everyone thought it was a good idea to put up the banner.
Perrin's got his own red wolf head banner. It's great.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm cool with it. That's great.
But,
Fail, though,
yeah, no, he's not going to like that so much.
Does not think that Morghese is going to be too impressed with this, you know, because they are still in Andor after all.
Which is like fair. I mean, I can see that in normal circumstances being a huge issue.
Yeah.
But right now, Morghese has some of her own problems to deal with, so.
I agree. Yeah. I also see it as like a personal banner rather than like a banner for like his house.
Yeah.
Rather than going against like all of Andor.
It's like, is it like a we're against Andor, or is it like a I'm just gonna...
I live in Andor, but I have my own house.
But that's the question, is like, how do you become like a noble house? Because we know there's noble houses.
Okay. I don't know.
Can you self-proclaim yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
Sit at the manager's desk, I told you. So, Perrin asks Varen about her and Alana no longer hiding like who they are, and Varen responds that they just can't hide anymore.
Yeah. And also, you wouldn't want us to go away now, would you?
Yeah.
As she, like, touches his arrow wound.
Yeah.
I can leave if you want.
Yeah,
but...
or you could just die.
Just die already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people are doing more staring at Perrin for talking to an Aes Sedai like just any old village woman.
Yeah.
Varen sends some girl to go get Daze, the new village wisdom.
Yep.
And it's because some of these men are going to need healing herbs.
Yeah, like they're going to do what they can, right? Yeah. Aes Sedai will heal the more severe ones.
Yeah,
but...
and then Varen tells Perrin, Alana will take care of you. And Perrin feels that there's a double meaning to that.
Okay, so should we be concerned?
Nah,
it's fine, probably. Okay.
Whatever. There's way bigger things to care about right now. Like the millions of puzzle pieces that I have to put together about who Slayer/Lord Luke is.
Yeah.
And why.
So you need to do your Malchieri research.
Okay, so my Slayer/Lord Luke/Lan's dad, brother, dad, uncle.
Okay.
Situation. I'll figure it out. I'll do some research.
Well,
I'll come back.
Do you want to come back to it?
I'll do my homework.
Do your homework, and then we'll talk about it next time.
And I'll come back to it. I don't know how I'm going to do my homework without looking up spoilery things.
Well, look back through your obviously good notes.
Uh-huh.
On the history. You know what? I'll send you the history of non-spoilered stuff. You got to do your homework. It's
I'll do
important.
my homework. I'll do it. I'll
Okay.
figure it out.
Okay, we'll put it together.
Okay.
Because you know what's even more exciting is next chapter.
We have a guest.
We have a guest.
I'm so excited.
The re-return
of Tyler.
He's coming
so
back.
I can only assume that we're continuing with Perrin. If Tyler's coming on for some chapters, I can only assume that we're not leaving Perrin just yet.
Well, I guess you'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. There's no way Tyler's here not in Perrin chapters.
Yeah,
so.
he is his favorite. So okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It'll be a fun conversation.
All right. So before you go off and dance the Sasara for someone, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
It's part of the pattern.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited by Dani, produced by Dani and Brett, with Passion Socks, Mozime, Moltude, Benjamin, Vince Lewick, Michelle O'Brien, Sarah Wyatt, Jamie Young, Cody Fouts, and Giannis. With music by Audionautics.com. If you're interested in some of our Wheel Weaves merchandise, such as shot glasses, frosty mugs, t-shirts, hats, and more, you can head over to newcreationsbyjen.com, and we are located in the groups or collections section. If you're interested in supporting us and helping us to make really great content, you can head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast, and you'll also get access to some really great bonus content like early access to our regular episodes, bonus episodes, unedited video episodes, access to our live recordings, monthly Q&As, and more like stickers and keychains. Don't forget to find us on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter at The Wheel Weaves Podcast. We'd also love for you to join the conversation over at our Discord, and you can find the link to that in our bios on those social medias. We'd love for you to tell a friend about us. Referrals really are the best compliment. We'd love for you to leave a review and subscribe. That really does make a huge difference. Thanks so much again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.